Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Sunday, the 23rd of April 2017, and this is part two of the Decca Salon 73 gramophone restoration project. And today I've been out running this morning like I normally do. Normally go Saturdays, but I had a busy day yesterday. But I've been watching the London Marathon, and particularly interested this year because one of my colleagues at work, Steve Jamco, has been running for Bart's charity, and he's completed the marathon in 3 hours 44 minutes and 08 seconds, which I think is really an achievement. Actually, I mean, I like doing 10Ks and running, but certainly not 26 miles in one go. He's done extremely well, and he came 7,000th, I suppose is the right way of putting it, out of 40,000 people, which is quite, again, a nice achievement. So I was really pleased to sponsor him for that particular charity in London. He's only been working for Friends of the Elderly for a very short time, and he looks after the Football Friends service, which is a service that is for ex-fans of West Ham United, and it brings older people together, so it breaks down social isolation and also helps with people that might have mental health conditions. So I'm really pleased, and it's a really great service, and we love providing that support for older people, along with all the other services that we do, and without going on too much about what I do in my day job, as it were. Just to say that some of the things that I've been doing with the Decca Salon, I thought I'd update you about. So what I'll do is I'll take Mr. GoPro off his stand and show you round. Okay, just hold fire a second. Right, here we go. So, right, last weekend I decided to put the motor parts, take the motor apart and soak them in this bath of Terp substitute. And you can see quite a lot of muck's come off this. The main parts are, this is the spring box. This is a Decca. That's not Decca at all, no, it's a Garrard 20 motor, and this is the main spring box. The other parts are these sprockets and the governor, and what happens is that the energy is stored in this large spring and then released slowly once you've wound it up through the governor, and it plays out through these sprockets here. And the other thing I've done is, remember that I had trouble getting the right size handle, and in the end I took out the scrub screws, which have these little things here. I took these out, and what I've done is I've then managed to, I don't use this screw. I took the rivet out and then put the screw, took the scrub screw out and then put it back, and I've decided to put the rivet back in again, which I've managed to secure it using my vise and tightening it up, because it's quite a soft metal. It's softer than the alloy around it, so that's quite good. The other thing I did was I've taken off the tone arm, and lo and behold, underneath, between the ball run, which is where all the ball bearings are, which I had to also take out, this was completely occluded with some very dried up grease. It was completely solidified, so I took that out, cleaned it off, and I've just put it all back again. I have to say there was a slight heart-stopping moment when I put it back, because there were 9 ball bearings and 9 spacers, and you had to get those just about right, otherwise the thing doesn't run. But now it runs quite well, as good as it's ever going to do. And what I'll do, I'll pack it with some more grease. As you can see, I'll put some in there and some light 3-in-1 oil, and then I'm going to pack it with a bit more grease, because obviously that forms a seal, and then obviously allows the sound to travel down the into the horn area, which is the bottom part of the gramophone. So that plate goes on the bottom. I'll show you there. Obviously this part is the back of the gramophone, and then this plate goes that way, and that stops it moving beyond a certain point. So which is why I had to adjust the motor board, if you remember last time. And then this is part of the tone arm that screws into this part, and then this is the bit that stops it falling back, so these two pieces form part of it, and then the sound box fits on the end of that, so if you get my drift, as it were. I've actually ordered some more gasket, because last time I put a new piece of gasket into the sound box, and this is the replacement that came all the way from Holland. Very quickly, this organisation, this company, look after or sell and restore gramophones, so that was quite good. And that's a little bit that was left over from before, so I'll keep that for future use. I've also given the motorboard another clean, so it's coming out quite well now. So I've done a bit of work on that, and I used just ordinary some Brasso, though it's not brass, it will clean up. It's the same chemicals that are used in all the cleaners basically, so it doesn't really matter. So what I thought I'd do is, I'll pause the video, and then when I've got the motor back together, I'll come back to you. The other thing I've done is I've changed the speakers in the workshop here to these Sansui ones. What I've done, the Jamo ones are now in the new office in the house, and these ones I've had kicking around for a few years actually, these Sansui. They're only two-way, but they do sound quite good. If I just stick the radio on, you can probably hear. You might be able to hear any sort of, but they do sound, they give a good sound output. I think they're 70 watts each, so, and the JVC is a much more powerful machine than that. So Mr. JVC was one of those ones that I repaired in another set of project videos. He didn't work at all when he arrived, and had a few bits and pieces that needed to sorting out, some loose capacitors in there, and also some solder joints that wanted doing. So I did a project about that some time ago. So yes, and then a few people have been asking me what's happening to the hamper gramophone. Well, just to give you an update, the hamper gramophone's in fine fettle, it's here. I've just got to get back to it really, and finish off the bits I said I was going to finish off. So it is a project that will be happening, don't worry, but I think the Decca Salon has probably taken precedent now, because I want to get this up into the office in the house, and so next thing I'll be doing for this, I'll be taking out this board, and I suppose this isn't the motor board, it's a sort of sub board really that covers the whole thing, along with the horn, which you can just about see in there, and I'll be doing some work on that. So as a sort of update, I thought I'd just update you about where we are. So, and don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to your comments, and I'll be back shortly. See you all soon. Well, welcome back everybody. As you can see, I've now reassembled the Garrard 20 motor, and I'm just doing a very quick test run here. As you can see, if I open where the governor is, there we go, that's full speed now. As you can hear, that's really quiet. It's not a full wind, it's just enough to get things really going. I've used some very light oil, and also some Duckham's grease LB10, which I've had for many decades. So you can see I'm starting to get to the end of this. I'm using this penetrating oil, which is basically a very light oil, and which I got from Angus McBay in Scotland a few years ago, and I use it on all the gramophones. I don't use WD-40 because that goes a bit gooey after a while. So I use the tip of a paintbrush, and then do it that way. But it is actually running really well. As you can see, there's a spindle, the turntable sits on that bit, and really doing very well, so I'm very pleased with that. there we go. That's just a few turns of the handle there. And this was the handle that, if you remember, was the one that I had to get as a long throw because of where it had to sit inside the cabinet of the Decca Salon 73. So that motor will go back in, and on the next video I'll show you that in part 3. But I thought I'd play you out. I've been doing some tidying up in the house, and I thought I'd play you out with a Flanagan and Allen record, Nice People. I've got this on a 10-inch LP actually. This is the original Columbia pressing, and it's FB 2143, and it's Flanagan and Allen with the orchestra conducted by Ronnie Monroe. And this one's called Nice People. I always find this one quite funny, really, because the Flanagan and Allen, Bud Flanagan and that, of course, famous for the Dad's Army intro, which, of course, he died before he actually saw that go on the screen there. But anyway, so look forward to your comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you're interested in anything I'm doing, and I look forward to your comments. I really do have great fun answering people's suggestions and comments on about gramophones and radios and that, so look forward to that. But enjoy. So I'm going to play us out on this part 2 with Flanagan and Allen. Here we go. Nice People.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Can I interest you in one of our rumpo cleaners? Rumpo cleaners? Yes, sir.
I'm afraid not. We'd like to have one very much. I'm sorry we can't afford it. I'm awfully sorry.
All right, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice people.
Nice people with nice manners, but got no money at all. They've got such nice habits, they keep rabbits, but got no money at all. Their father keeps their mother keeps their brother, and when they're running short of cash, they borrow from each other, 'cause they're nice people with nice manners, but got no money at all. If you have a pedigree mixed in high society, you will cultivate a lot of fame. But I know a family never had a pedigree, but they have a most distinguished name. They call them nice people with nice manners, but got no money at all. They've got such nice habits, they keep rabbits, but got no money at all. Their father keeps their mother keeps their brother, and when they're running short of cash, they borrow from each other, 'cause they're nice people with nice manners, but got no money at all.
There we go, Flanagan and Allen, such a wonderful comedy duo, and a great record too. It would be nice to have that as a collection. Oh, just before you go, I'll just say that I've put the tone arm back together, and there we go. That's all now back together, complete with the stop on there. I've re-greased the thread inside there, that part, so that's, apart from another clean with some chrome cleaner or the brass I'm using, I think that's almost there really. So anyway, but do subscribe and look forward to your comments, and speak to you all very soon.